Hi guys, this is a video demonstration of the Test Electronics 18-inch prober style test fixture. Now the unique thing about this test fixture is it's testing a board that is conformal coated. Hard conformal coated with epoxy so that it is not possible to probe the back side of this board. So the way to access this board is through the connectors and through the fiber optic port here. So we have these large Molex connectors, and we also have the smaller standard header connectors that have the standard 0.1 inch spacing. Now the way this works is it's a 3-plate design. The bed of nails plate is underneath the surface plate by about ½ an inch. It's on a subplate. Then the surface plate shrouds all the connectors to guide the body of the connectors into the correct position so that the pins in the connector can be probed. Then of course there's this press plate which presses the board down from the back side. So the way the board fits in this unit is you simply place it on the tooling pins. It lines up where the connectors are shrouded, and it also aligns up here with this fiber optic transmitter. And the way this works is the press plate comes down and this flat surface keeps these both pressing down at the same amount so that these are always in alignment, the fiber optic transmitter and the fiber optic receiver. So to demonstrate this, we'll just lower this press plate and it will power up because it activated a switch right here with this press down rod, and it starts to cycle through its self-test. Now what we'll do is we'll just show you how you interrupt this self-test with these buttons on the front panel, and you can cycle through a few of the internal self-tests, dial up some address switches, and do all kinds of things with this front panel. This is a quick reference guide for the technician to follow in order to go through all the steps necessary to test this board. So that basically describes the functional workings of this. Let me pull the plug on here and show you a little bit about the back side. Here we have the power supply, and it's vented, and heat sink here, and then here there's the fan control, and this is for the fiber optic cable. Now this fan control, well, what it does is it doesn't really affect the power supply. It's not to cool the power supply. That's all done through these external fins and heat sinks. What it's for is to keep the board cool, and not while testing, because the board doesn't self-heat that fast. These boards can be tested in just a few seconds. It doesn't take long to test the board, so it doesn't give it any time to self-heat. It's for circulating air up under the board when you're doing development with this board, or troubleshooting, or using this as a development platform or a troubleshooting platform. You have a lot of access to your board right here, as you can see, to do troubleshooting. And yes, this is conformal coated, but if you're doing development, you might have a board that's not conformal coated. And if you're ambitious enough and you're doing troubleshooting, you can dig through this conformal coating with a little knife, and then you can probe these points and then put the epoxy back on to repair what you had to dig through if you're troubleshooting. So in that case, you want the fan on, and what that fan does is it pressurizes this system, and in here is a 1/4 inch gap all the way around between the subplate and this guide plate, and it blows air through here, out under the board, and then out, and keeps this board nice and cool while they're developing with this fixture or troubleshooting with the fixture. The inside of this fixture is basically some wire harnesses which can be easily removed, a bunch of circuit boards on the front for holding the 7-segment LED displays and the switches, and this bottom panel comes off real easy, and you can see the wiring inside the fixture. This basically can be unplugged just like this, and these cables come right out for working on the fixture. To replace them, you just plug them right back in. So these receptacles are rolled to fit these connectors, so you're not wire wrapping a bunch of stuff. It's all done with connectors, so it can be easily removed. These boards can be easily replaced, just some nuts screws, 4 screws will take this board out, and you can replace anything that may not work. Like if a display burns out, you can replace this board just by removing 4 screws and pulling out these wire harnesses. So that's the way this fixture works. And to put it back together is very simple. We try to design these fixtures so that they're easy to take apart, work on, maintain, so that upgrades can be done easily, because in the electronics industry you need to upgrade your product all the time, and that means you need to have a fixture that's easy to upgrade. And that's how easy our fixtures are to take apart and work on. On other boards where there might be components on this side, if they get moved, the press plate can easily be taken out and worked on simply by pulling out that pin, remove the plate. Now you can put it on a vise and machine out any areas you may need to machine out to make it fit any kind of revision you may have on your board. To put it back together is just as easy. Slide the pin in and it's all back together. We'll put power on, and it should be all powering up now and functioning. As you see, it is. So that concludes the demonstration of the 18-inch Test Electronics prober style test fixture. These fixtures are available in 8-inch, 10, 12, 14, and 2-inch increments all the way up to 24 inches wide. If you found this video informative and would like to see more like it, there's more available on testelectronics.com. Thanks for watching.